Let's bring in senior Washington reporter Devin Dwyer for more. Devin, we heard in Rachel's piece there, some Republicans have concerns about whether it's appropriate to hold an impeachment trial of a former president. Explain to us what their argument is there.
Well, their argument, Eva, is that because this has never happened before, it shouldn't happen now. And they're right in that there's no clear, exact precedent for anything like this. The text of the Constitution is open to interpretation. And so bottom line for people to understand is this is an inherently political process. This is not a judicial one. The senators have a lot of leeway in designing how this would go. And so what we're watching is both sides really debate the contours of something that is really up to them at the end of the day. That said, the Congressional Research Service, which is the nonpartisan advisory committee, if you will, for members of Congress, has studied the law on this. They've polled legal scholars, and in a recent report, they said the consensus is there that Congress's authority does extend to former presidents, and so that's why we're going to see the Democrats really lean in on this and push forward.
I'm curious, what are the odds that they're actually able to get a conviction in this trial for impeachment?
Well, the odds are dimming by the day, to be honest, Eva. It would take at least 17 Republican senators to vote to convict. And even the farther we get from the day that riot overtook Capitol Hill, when so many Republicans and Democrats were united in their condemnation, many of them even pointing the finger at Donald Trump, we've slowly started to see that mass of Republicans go retreat back to their corner. And what we're witnessing is both sides really reflecting the sentiment of the voters in their bases. Some recent polling found that Republicans and Democratic voters, by and large, view this as polar opposites. They're overwhelmingly opposed or in favor of this, and so we're starting to see their lawmakers reflect that. And it's going to be a tall order, Eva, for Democrats to get that conviction.
So if the odds are long on the conviction, Republicans keep saying that this is going to further divide the country. President Biden finally weighed in on this impeachment trial, saying to CNN that he thinks it has to happen. Why do Democrats feel they need to move forward on this? What's at stake if former President Trump is already out of office, if they just let this go?
Well, for Democrats and for a lot of independents as well, this is really about accountability. The question on the table here is, can a president who is impeached as president, which Donald Trump was twice, evade punishment by simply resigning office before the punishment comes down, or leaving office in the case of Donald Trump? So this is about keeping that pathway open for accountability. You know, there was a lot of talk among Democrats yesterday that if an impeached official could simply resign before the trial to preserve his political future, then what the heck is the point of the vote to prevent an impeached official from holding office ever again, if they could simply duck out of that? And so that's what we see Democrats driving at. I expect that message will be much hammered home in the weeks ahead. They want to prevent Donald Trump from being able to run in 2024 and hold both him and the Republicans who supported him in Congress to account.
The Senate has a lot of drama going on right now outside of this impeachment trial. Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell says he will allow a power-sharing agreement to go forward after two Democrats said they would not vote to overturn the filibuster rule. So what does this mean for President Biden's plans for things like COVID relief and immigration reform?
Yeah, the filibuster is that fun Senate term that we encounter every once in a while when we see someone standing on the floor of the Senate talking endlessly to block a piece of legislation. Well, with that on the table still, Eva, it means that any Democratic priority, immigration, the COVID relief plan, will need to attract 10 Republican votes in order to get through and clear the filibuster hurdle, to shut down a filibuster. So for Joe Biden, it means he's going to have to work pretty hard to get bipartisan support for these major pieces of legislation. Now, that said, there are some options, some workarounds, backdoor end runs on the filibuster. Something called budget reconciliations is still on the table. They could change their minds on the filibuster and try to get rid of it later. But right now, bipartisanship is the name of the game for Joe Biden, and we've heard as much from him that that is his preference right now.
Devin Dwyer, thank you for being with us this morning.
Thanks, Eva.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.